The boots on my feet struck the hardwood floor with heavy, echoing thuds, the weight of the day pressing down into my bones like cold iron. The house smelled familiar: roast chicken, warm vanilla candles, and the lingering trace of Sarah's perfume. But there was something strange in the air, a tension, thick and almost sour, that I couldn't quite name. They were all gathered on the couch. Sarah, my wife. My mother. Jason and Aaron, my sons. And Peter, my best friend. A brother in all but blood. I paused in the doorway, something deep in me going still. What's going on? I asked, my voice low. The room was too quiet, like it was holding its breath. Jason sat up straighter, meeting my eyes with a coldness I had never seen in him before. He didn't stumble over his words. They were practiced. Sharp. Dad, sit down. I didn't move. A knot tightened in my chest. What is this? Sarah refused to look at me. My mother sat frozen, her eyes bouncing between faces like a trapped animal. Jason took a breath, then delivered the blow. You're not the head of this family anymore. I blinked, my throat suddenly dry. What the hell are you talking about? His jaw clenched. Uncle Peter. He's more of a father to us now. The silence that followed crushed everything. My pulse pounded in my ears like a drum. I looked at Sarah again, desperate for something. Denial, a flicker of regret, but she stared at the floor. Peter sat with his hands folded, a smug look carved into his face, like a man who'd just won something valuable. They all knew. They had chosen. And I was the odd man out. The rage in me was rising fast, clawing its way up my chest, but I swallowed it down. I only said 2 words. I see. Then I turned and walked out. No one stopped me. I drove without direction, the road unspooling in the darkness ahead, headlights slicing through the night. My hands gripped the wheel until my knuckles turned white. The betrayal burned in me, a slow, searing fire. Peter, the man I trusted above everyone. My brother in spirit. My confidant. Sarah, the woman I built a life with, who vowed forever. And my sons. My flesh, my blood. I gave everything for them. Worked endless days and nights. Broke my back to build a life. And this was how they repaid me. By gutting me, removing me like I was a problem, a burden. I pulled into an abandoned lot, breathing hard, heart racing. My phone buzzed. I ignored it. But as I sat there, a realization cut through the fog of pain. They thought they'd taken everything from me. My home, my place, my identity. But they hadn't. Not yet. I opened my phone and began to make calls. By morning, there were 69 missed calls on my screen. I didn't answer a single one. Over the next 2 weeks, I prepared, not with rage, not with desperation, but with precision. I went quiet, vanished into the background. A ghost. Watching. Planning. First, I contacted the bank. Since most of the assets, the house, the cars, the accounts, were in my name, I transferred the funds into a new account. Then I froze everything tied to the old one. Not a single dollar left for them. Next, I hired a lawyer. Divorce proceedings. A push for full custody. I provided documentation, timelines, and began building my case. Then I brought in a private investigator. Sarah and Peter thought their affair was well hidden. They thought they were careful. They weren't. Every message, every secret meeting, every whisper they thought was private. I had it all. After that, I visited my mother. She had gone along with them, yes, but not out of malice, out of fear. And fear is easily redirected. When she saw the storm I was preparing, she chose her side wisely. Then, when everything was in place, I returned to the house. I walked in slow, shoulders hunched, face drawn, playing the role of the defeated man. Peter and Sarah were in the living room, wine in their glasses. Relaxed. Celebrating. Peter raised an eyebrow. Back so soon? Thought you'd be gone longer, licking your wounds. I didn't answer right away. I just smiled slow and calm. Sarah looked uneasy. Why are you smiling like that? I sat down across from them, my hands resting neatly in my lap. I just wanted to be here, I said. To see your faces, when it all falls apart. Peter laughed. Falls apart? You're done. The kids chose me. Sarah chose me. I pulled out my phone and hit play. Sarah's voice echoed from the speaker. I don't love him, Peter. I never did. He was just the safe bet. She froze. Color drained from her face. Peter stiffened. I tapped another file. This time it was Peter's voice. Once he's out of the way, we'll have everything. The house, the money. He'll never see it coming. Peter shot to his feet, fury flaring in his eyes. You. I raised my hand. Sit. He didn't move. The silence stretched. You thought you were stealing my life, I said softly. But the thing about power, it doesn't belong to people like you. You don't have the strength to carry it. Peter's fists clenched. What did you do? I tilted my head. Well, let's start with the finances. The accounts are frozen. Everything's been moved. I looked at Sarah. The house. Not yours anymore. Then I tossed the folder on the table. Divorce papers. And with your little confession, I'll be getting full custody of the boys. Sarah gasped, her hands trembling as she opened the folder. You can't do this. Oh, I already did. I turned to Peter. Check your phone. It buzzed in his pocket. He pulled it out, hands shaking. As he scrolled, his face paled. Notifications. Alerts. News articles. His past, debts, shady business deals, whispers of fraud, blasted across every platform. Bankruptcy filings. Investigations. Whatever little image he'd built for himself was gone. Ashes. I stood, adjusting my jacket. You betrayed the wrong man. Then I left them in the ruins they had created. The following weeks were pure chaos for them. Peter was finished. His finances dried up, his reputation destroyed. No one would trust him again. Sarah called me dozens of times. Texted. Cried. Begged. But there was nothing left between us. As for my sons, they came back one at a time. With hesitation. With shame in their eyes. Regret written across their faces. I didn't welcome them easily. Forgiveness isn't cheap after betrayal. It must be earned. As for me, I was reborn. I had been shattered, humiliated. But I rebuilt. Wiser. Harder. Untouchable. Now I stand in my new home. City lights stretching far and wide. A glass of scotch in my hand and a quiet smile on my face. I won. And they? They would carry the memory of that lesson forever. Power isn't taken. It's earned. And I had just taken mine back.